And we begin your sport with Africa's football news, and the quarter-finals list for CHAN 2014 is complete after the Democratic Republic of Congo and Gabon qualified for the last 8 from Group D on Wednesday. A goal fest characterized the final day of group matches with 9 goals scored on the night. Burundi, the only East African side in contention, were knocked out by 2009 winners, the DRC. The Congolese winning 2-1 thanks to a Mundele brace. In the other match, Gabon came from behind twice to win 4-2 and secure a top spot in Group D as Mauritania bowed out without picking a point. Gabon will now play Libya while DRC set up a Ghana tie in the quarterfinals. The teams take 2 rest days before action resumes on Saturday.
Cape Town offers international visitors a taste of the vast cultures Africa has to offer. At this high-end African restaurant, these traditional Mali puppets are the star attraction. But Mali are starting to catch the eye on the football pitch too. 2 back-to-back third-place finishes in the Africa Cup of Nations is impressive. But now these youngsters are getting in on the act. They top their African Nations Championship group. They remain unbeaten and already have the scalps of Mozambique and, more impressively, Nigeria. Next up for them, a quarter-final date with Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe will be difficult. They play with a block in midfield which is hard to break down. When they lose the ball, they work hard to get it back. We are working hard to prepare for that and hope that we can win against this team.
Given the relatively young age of the squad, the exposure this competition provides can only help strengthen the Mali team. And they are leaving nothing to chance. The practicing of penalties underlines that this is now the knockout stage of the competition. So can Mali take another step forwards in this tournament? Confidence in the camp is high, but the coaching staff are working hard to make sure that the players stay grounded and that they don't underestimate their next opponents, Zimbabwe.
Any team that makes it through the quarterfinals, you must respect them. So if Zimbabwe makes it to the quarterfinals, it means they have a good team. But Mali also has a good team. We went through with 7 points. We prepare game by game, so you must respect Zimbabwe. This team always causes a surprise.
Mali are just 1 performance away from yet another semi-final. But perhaps this is the year that the team finally cut the strings and walk tall all the way to the final. Dan Williams, CCTV, Cape Town.
And staying with football news, Zamalek's newly appointed coach Ahmed Hossam, popularly known as Mido, led his first training session with the Whites on Tuesday as he settles into his role. At 30 years, the former Egyptian striker becomes the youngest ever coach in the country. The former Ajax, Marseille, Roma and Tottenham striker succeeds Helmi Tulan, who was sacked after the team's latest draw against Haras El Hudad. Mido's biggest challenge will be returning the Egyptian cup holders to winning ways while curbing on player indiscipline, which is largely blamed for the recent poor run. And after retiring last summer, Mido, who began his career with Zamalek, went into television punditry. Although Mido lacks high-profile coaching experience, Zamalek are gambling on his playing experience gained over a decade. Tennis now, and China's Li Na reached her 3rd Australian Open final in 4 years after a straight sets win over teenager Eugenie Bouchard. Li Na dominated against Bouchard, who had been enjoying a dream run in the competition so far. The Chinese top seed, who was runners-up in Melbourne last year, raced into a 5-0 win in 14 minutes before winning 6-2 and 6-4. Li Na will play Dominika Cibulkova in the final. Cibulkova produced a stirring display to shock 5th seed Agnieszka Radwanska and reached her first Grand Slam final. The Slovakian broke in the opening game and was a complete control throughout in the 6-1 and 6-2 victory. Radwanska reached the semi-final after beating 2-time defending champion Victoria Azarenka.
Yeah, because last year in the final, I think I played well, but I only can say it's unlucky because of falling down twice. So at least I try to enjoy and staying healthy.
I had so many thoughts in my head, but I was just focusing on the game, and the most important game was, I think, when I won my serve on 5-2, and then I knew I was going to do it.
Everyone, put your hands together for Dominika Cibulkova.